Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So a relatively brief and quick video today, which was extremely surprising last night, and that is the cutoff for Silk. And let's be honest here, nobody expected the cutoff to drop by more than half. If you guys do not remember or were not aware, then Silk's first round cutoff was basically 125 million. So 125 million cutoff went down to 61 million to get a 6-star Silk. And that definitely did come as a bit of a shock, because if anything, Silk has improved her impressions since the release. At least like to me, and I know a lot of people she has. Versus when we saw her abilities, many people were kind of like on the, the edge. Maybe she's going to be good, maybe not. And then we saw the deep dive and we kind of got more worried, or a lot of us got more worried because of the deep dive, because it did pretty much appear that she's going to demand you to go to level 3 and stuff like that. And therefore, I didn't necessarily expect, her to be nowhere near as hyped as some other champions recently. But after she got released, obviously, we did get to witness some excellent gameplay in Battlegrounds and a bunch of other areas. A whole bunch of videos have been made. And, well, she immediately appeared much more attractive and significant to the competitive player base. And still, despite that, her cutoff just fell off the cliff. And let's just make it clear, it's always a good day when you see a low cutoff. Unless you are somebody who tried to grind for her, gave up, and then realized that you could have easily gotten her. But still, low cutoffs are a good thing. That said, I don't think we're going to see that many of these low cutoffs. I do think that this was a set of timing and circumstance. Because number one, I do think that some of the pressure of acquiring Silk has been taken away due to the fact that the 6-star featured crystal is changing soon and Silk is going to be the last champion to arrive here. Therefore, pretty much everybody will be able to try and acquire Silk in like a month from now. And that is not a long time to wait. Unlike for Kindred, for instance, where you'll have to wait 3+ months until 6-star enters the featured pool. So I do think something like that has played a role, because a lot of people made like an educated decision. Why bother grinding for 3 days if you can just wait a bit and you'll probably get Silk from the featured crystal. And the other thing is obviously because this arena coincided as well with the season finish of Battlegrounds, and a lot of people played Battlegrounds this season. Season 9 was by far miles and ahead the most popular season of Battlegrounds in terms of player participation, not just in the amount of time spent in the Battlegrounds, but also in the volume of players who chose to spend more time in Battlegrounds. So participation in Battlegrounds in Season 9 skyrocketed so much that I think there's a legitimate discussion at Kabam happening right now that they need to make more tiers in Gladiator Circuit, because there was just too many people at the bottom tier, and the difference was massive in terms of points for the lower tiers and how many points you needed to accumulate. So I do think that definitely has played a role. Now, that said, I definitely want to congratulate everybody, Boney the Kid and everyone else, for acquiring Silk for like 60, 70, 80 million points, because, again, that was a stroke of luck. Now, when it comes to upcoming arenas, as I said before, I do not expect to see as low cutoffs for Kindred or probably any of the future champions either, because let's face it, putting up 100 million for moderately large rosters is not that hard, because the difference that we are experiencing now from arenas is just profound compared to the pre-update. Like, somebody asked me why I didn't grind for Sandman, for instance. Sandman's cutoff was 361 million points, and Shocker's cutoff was 350 million points. And that was obviously, number one, due to all the modders and botters still going for these champions, and majority of the top being, up there. And also due to the fact that it was only 100 people who acquired her. as soon as the change to the cutoffs have hit, you can see that the highest cutoff seems like was Adam Warlock basically with 170 million, and then and that Adam Warlock arena was still full with arena botters, because after the correction 60-70 million got at Adam Warlock. And we can look at Danny Moonstar arena as like the first arenas where the botting issue has been tackled completely, and then we see 100 million, 128 million, 127 million, something in the range of that. So I kind of expect it to stay more or less that. I don't expect it to shoot up. I do think for Kindred we might see slightly higher. I do think for Kindred it might be 135 million or something like that, because Kindred looks like a scary defender, and competitive Battlegrounds players will want to have Kindred in their decks. But at large, I do think we can still keep seeing the 125, 135, maybe 140 million cutoffs. Definitely nowhere close to 400 million. And I think that is a good thing for the game. The bad thing for the game is that 3 days of grind can still be easily offset by a couple of Paragon Crystals and a major amount of luck, and you get a rarer version than the arena. Like, ideally, in an ideal world, we would have arenas where we are grinding for the highest rarity of the champion. But obviously, Kabam's not interested in that. So I don't think we're going to be getting a 7-star arena anytime soon. Unfortunately. But picking up these 6 stars, I'll personally probably carry on. I don't see that much of a downside, obviously, since I do have a large count. If the time allows and I'm able to, I'll probably carry on and try and pick up these champions. And it's definitely super encouraging to see that you can sometimes also get lucky with these lower cutoffs. So let me know what you guys think about this whole arena situation. Is this just a one-off? Which I think it is. I don't think we're going to see 60-70 million cutoffs for new champions ever, pretty much. And what do you think the trends are going to carry on with arenas? Obviously, naturally, over time, typically these scores kind of tend to increase as our rosters grow and as our capability grows. But there's quite a lot of other external factors. Another thing, though, is I really hope Kabam keeps on top of arenas and never, ever, ever we get to the point like we used to, where all of these bots basically dominate the top of the rankings. So yeah, that's it. Just wanted to make a video talking about. Quite shocked I was about that 60 million cutoff for Silk, and to let people that it was very, very low. Anyways, that is it for now, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. Bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about